Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action on the markets. Currently 4:21 p.m., February 23rd, 2021, Tuesday. Markets all over the place. It was definitely all over the place for me. A lot to go over today. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. So a lot going on today, as you know, if you were trading today, and if you were just an outsider that went to work and came back and saw the Dow up 15, the NASDAQ down 67, I think, and the SPX up 4, you're thinking, just a normal day on the markets, right? But the doom and gloom and disgustingness came out in the pre-market and continued till about right about 10 o'clock. And everything started to relax. Everything started to calm down. They saw this push down and everyone thought, maybe we're going further down. But the buy the dip was in play again. And this is the first time that I actually bought something longer term, well, thinking it was longer term, because it was on a big dipping move. I'll get into that in a minute. Probably the most exciting part of the day. So let me get to that in a few minutes here. SPY, just did this kind of snake move up and then finished almost at the highs, pulled back at the end, but definitely made this nice little run. So if you're in, like Apple or something like that, Apple made a nice comeback. I mean, it was down like what? Got down to 118.39 and closed at 126. Huge reversal on Apple. I was fortunate, again, I'll get to that in a second, to catch a dip move. And I got almost the low. Pretty impressive. But I don't want to get to that yet because it's too exciting. Anyway, Disney had some trouble with it today. It was my call of the day. I really loved it through this level here, 193.75, pretty much high a day. And Tradestation, I'm sorry, it was just locked up. It was like the level 2 was working, prints weren't showing, and my charts were dead. I could enter orders, and it was nothing to do with my order entry. I could actually enter and exit orders, but I couldn't risk just in case something wasn't really working to place a trade. So I missed this move. It was just easy. 193.74, and it ran up to 195.51, almost 2 points in like a minute. I mean, this move happened in no time. And it would have made my day. I was like, I wasn't trading large based on the price action we were seeing this morning. Well, the market's dipping hard. Disney was the strong one. I was going to trade it with 300 or 400 shares. And this probably, I have to admit, probably would have been one of my top biggest trades ever, because I was going to hold this thing through this move for at least a point. And then start selling, unless of course it was choppy. But this thing I have the video of it, it just kept flying. I'm like, oh my god, I wouldn't be selling. Anyway, missed it. It happens. Things happen. And I looked at Facebook. I cannot trade Facebook. I had the hardest time trading Facebook, trying to get through 265 here on this candle, and I think I jumped in early on this candle here, and I thought it would continue up, and it didn't, and it flushed me down. I just had a hard time with Facebook in the past. It's unfortunate because I like to trade Facebook when I can see a setup, but it just doesn't follow through with me the way I like to trade. I jumped in on LI, small here through the 50 here. I think it's a 50 high of 26, here. And just couldn't get a piece. Just couldn't get a piece of the 2650 level, and it flushed me down here. Took a small loss on that. Well, then the news plays came out. So Snap, right? I went to lunch, or I went upstairs to get some lunch, and news came out on Snap. Really good news. I come back around this level here, and I'm trying to get in this on 1 minute charts, and it's beautiful. 1 minute looked really good setups. I got in, I got out, I took like 5 trades on Snap and lost like $30 on Snap. Easily should have had a bigger gain on it. There was definitely some significant moves here that were continuous. A little spiky here. You can see the little spikes, or what's called wicks, but just had a hard time with it. So news plays were creeping in pretty good at this time. So Snap was a great one. I know someone that would have nailed this one heavy. and done very well. One of the stocks I liked this morning, I forgot to mention, is Love on the airlines. Look at this turnaround. Boom, through here, high a day, 56.20. You take the 56 break. Oh, beautiful. Up to 57.42. Took it for 6 cents. Got out. Good trading right there, huh? So by this time, I'm down $300 on the day. And meanwhile, I had my earlier trade that I've not talked about yet, which I'm going to get to in a minute. And I'm like, you know what? What's going on? You're down 300. Let's just sit on our hands and not do anything. And just in case something sets up, we'll take it, but we're not going to risk anything big. We're going to trade small. And then THCB. Well, it was OSK. It was Workhorse. It was THCB, big flyer in the past. I got in on this one. I got in this one with 400 shares, and I made like $250 on a news trade here. You can see this bounce back here to, where is it? Here, 1834. See the low here, went to 1834. They actually just came down. These are 5-minute candles. Actually came down. I got to go to a 1 minute because it's kind of, you can see it better. So the break here came down to, so I was in the, during this time, came back here to 1834 and then rocketed up to 2386. I could have taken the pullback here on ones, but I was in this part of the trade and it went against me, so I stopped myself out, at the break-even point. And on this trade, I was up 244. I mean, it was a huge trade for me because I was down 300 on the day, so that was really big. And then, so THCB, awesome news trade. So I'm really happy, and I can thank Rooftop for that. Just learning about news flow and everything. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I'm learning to get in these trades, finding an angle to get in these trades, and that's something I'm really going to try to work on going forward because I really like it. Anyway, so then someone in my group mentioned FUBO. FUBO, right? We haven't traded FUBO in months. But the squeeze was on late afternoon, and someone said over, 38, I think it was. And I jumped in at 38, just small, 200 shares. And it went all the way up to 39.64. I didn't catch all of this. I only caught a piece of it. And, I made a few bucks on that, $52. I was just selling quick. But the crazy thing is, once I sold it, that was my last trade of the day, I ended up with zero. So my day was flat. I was down 300 and I ended the day zero on a crappy market day. Hard trading day. Very frustrating actually, but I'm super happy that I ended the way I did, and I'll take it. So going back to the beginning of the day, I've been trying to get into, I was talking to someone last night. I'm trying to get into some stocks because I missed the dip in March. I didn't buy anything in March, April, May. I haven't bought anything in my IRAs or whatever. I'm in a lot of cash, and I missed a lot of the big moves, and a lot of people did. But, I was day trading. I was focusing on that, and, not with this account, but this is with like 2 or 3 other retirement accounts. And I'm just sitting in cash. I have some things open, but nothing big. And I'm like, if something comes down, and guess what? It was Tesla, right? So Tesla, I'm thinking, beginning of pre-market, I'm thinking, okay, I'm buying at 650. It gets down to 650. It was yesterday, it closed at 720 or something like that. Like, it gets down to 650, I'm buying it. Opens 660 something, right? 661. I'm like, I'm not buying this thing at 650. You know what? I'll buy it. I'll put a bid in. This isn't like TD to Ameritrade. I'll put a bid in at a limit order in at 620.15. Low of the day, 619.50. Okay, so I'm in for 620.15. Small. I'm basically piecing my way into a large position on Tesla. Every share is $631. So I'm like, I'll buy 5 shares, right? So $3,000 worth at the time. It was like $3,300 or whatever it was. I'll put in on Tesla, and I'll buy at every 20 level, 620, 520, 420, you name it. I'm buying all the way down. to accumulate my position. This is for a long-term trade. So I decided to put a bid in a TD Ameritrade at like 9:30, 9:34, 9:40. I'll bring it up right here. Give me a second. All right, here it is. This is my order flow. At 9:47, I put the limit in. It was filled at 6:20.15, right? Meanwhile, the markets are at end of the world scenario going on here. So it comes up. It's hitting 6:30. It's hitting 6:40. It's hitting 6:50. I'm like, okay, I'll just set a stop at 6:39 because I got to take this gain, don't I? 5 shares. It hits 644. It hits 660. 666 is my sell stop market just because that's a number that, it's a psychedelic, or there we go, psychology number that people that trade Tesla look at. 666. They look at 420. Look at all these crazy numbers. So eventually I set it at 685 when it's at like 695, and it comes down, taps me out. But does, end the day, Tesla made a run up at 713.61 high. I missed some of that, but I caught 65 points in this move here. 65 points on 5 shares. It was like a $350 trade, I think it was. But the crazy thing is, look at this one. All right. So remember my 666? There it is. 666.01. Just missed stopping me out here, and I got an extra, 20 points out of it before it pulled back on this case. So here it was at 694. I put it at 685, and it stopped me out here on this candle here. And then it ran up and then continued to make new highs. So I just want to share that with you. So my day ended with 0, but I made $350 in my retirement account, although that was supposed to be a position. That was supposed to be a long-term position, and it ended up being a trade. But I took the gains, whatever. We could be back down to 620 tomorrow. So it is what it is, and we'll move on. So that's it. That was my day. Hope you guys did well. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Like the video, share the video, and comment. I'm looking to continue to trade all week, and hopefully we get some better action tomorrow. Have a good one.